Hey there, friendlies, how's up? Welcome to the 7th of September episode of the Beer Blades and Bushcraft live stream here at Raindance Bushcraft. I hope everyone can hear me. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm just going to check my levels. How's my audio? That's all right. It's okay. Well, I can't fix it now, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right. Totally right. There we go. Putting the bar on the side so that it doesn't fall over and make a great big boom while I'm chit-chatting with you guys. Tonight's beer is as follows. Amber. It's a red ale by Cameron's Brewing from Oakville, Ontario. Another one of those that I picked up over in Hawkesbury a couple of weeks ago. I'm hoping for good things. Let's see if I can do it. Let's just give it a bit of a break. Here's the funny thing. Now that I've changed the camera, whenever I'm like doing something close to the camera, it gets all artsy looking, right? Because of the bokeh and the... It's a nice color. I'm just going to let it sit because I'm getting a little bit too much head going on there. So, first off, who do we got hanging with us tonight? By the way, I do want to say that if you're watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week, thank you for hanging out with us after the fact. I'd also like to invite you guys, if you do enjoy tonight's show, please hit that happy thumb. Okay, do me the favor, guys. Just checking our chit chat here. Pop out the chat so that I don't have to watch me twice. Whoa, lots of people chatting in the side. Nice to see you all. All right, let me do a little rundown. We got Cat Mac. Nice to see you. Nice to see you showing up pretty much every week these days. I like it. Simon, salut monsieur. Charles W. How's it going? Grace, of course. How are you? Russell is here. Maybe he'll come on at 10. Maybe not. He's a man of mystery. I see that Johnny Harper said aloha at the very beginning, but then probably likely disappeared. Oh, yeah, that was at like 6:30. Running down. Man, you guys are just chit-chatting away. I don't know if I can catch up with that. Ian, the Web Lord, how is it going? David Evans, hello. Welcome to the stream. LT Survival is in the house. Salut, monsieur. Comment ça va? Oh, David Evans already has a message retracted. When I still had t-shirts, I remember I did a short run of one that just said message retracted because there was so much of that happening back then. So that's what it... Oh, crumbs. I guess you can't... I'm trying to sort of... It's an amber ale. It looks redder than it looks on screen. There we go. And I did not goosh beer all over the table. I call that a win. I think Simon agrees with David Evans that I should shotgun the beer, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Russell's asking, what's the topic for tonight? You know, it's funny you should mention that, Russell, because I didn't have one set up, but Russell wants us to talk about how to protect your feet from all the real scary shit on the bottom of the lake. No, we don't say shit on my live stream, so I'd like everyone to forget that I just said that. Tenenbaum in the house. How's it going, mister? I don't know if Russell really likes my shirt or if he's just being goofy. Oh, check it out. Axe Junkies for the win. David, he retracted the message because he spelled my name wrong. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's funny. I don't know if Russell was being serious about the suggested topic for tonight, but it does remind me that I'm real creepy about lakes and deep water, which is funny because I love to sail, but it's a world of mystery down there, especially if the lake isn't very clear, right? And so I get a real creepy feeling around stuff like that, especially if I know that there are large fish, like sturgeon or something. Then I get really, really creeped out. If I was sitting in a sea kayak and a whale went by underneath me, I would very likely freak. Maybe not all the way out, but about half the way out. I would be partially enjoying the majesty of the moment and partially scared spitless. There's just something about water. I get the same thing. I've said this to you guys before, but there are a lot of new people around here. When I'm down at the old port of Montreal and there's a ship sort of pulled up to the dock, and I take a look down the side of the ship and I see it sort of disappear into the murk. Man, that's creepy to me, really. And as part of that, I'm a little squeamish about, especially as a squishy bottomed lake. Every time I take a step, I'm half expecting to cut myself on a mussel or on a mussel shell or something, So what I've taken to doing, the missus bought us all these water shoes. They're just like real sort of nylon mesh with a rubber sole, partly because there's a lot of mussels in the lake next to her mom's, but also partly because sorry about that, guys, but also partly because there's a large incline, or I guess decline technically, of big honking rocks down to the lake. But yeah, so I don't know if Russell was serious about that being the subject for tonight or whatever, but Russell does live next to a pond. Chris Garland, how's it going? Okay, he was being serious about the shirt, and Charles likes it too. Thanks, guys. Yeah, okay. Russell says we had a cottage when I was a kid, and I went swimming often enough, but I was scared as can be about touching the bottom. Yeah. When I was a kid, my grandma had a cabin on, I think, Lake Selby or something. Oh, I might be mixing up her cabins. She had a lot of cabins as I was growing up. One of them, she had a cabin where there were all these snapping turtles, which I just thought of when Russell said had a cabin when they were a kid. Like, we never had a cabin, but they did. But yeah, I'm always a little creeped out by the bottom of the lake. If it's a really deep lake, then I'm really creeped out about the bottom of the lake. I just got a notice from YouTube that I'm live streaming tonight, like just now. Way to go, YouTube! Way to keep us all up to speed. Yeah, about the shirts, as Simone just said, it's a Facebook group, the Axe Junkies Facebook group, and they do a run of the shirts on occasion, maybe every year or two. LT says, swimming stations on Navy ships are done in blue water, and I can tell you it can be scary. Yeah, I can imagine that. Serge is here. Too late to have witnessed the pour. Serge, what are you drinking tonight? Anyone drinking beer tonight? I have a sample of a whiskey here as well. I usually keep samples for on my other channel, but this sample was given to me by a friend, but it's a whiskey I already have, so I might pour it. It's the Alberta Premium Cask Strength Batch 2, so it's 66% ABV. So in proof, what would that be, 112? I hate proof, by the way. I think proof is the worst way to do it. Just give us ABV, guys. So I might pour that a little later. Not sure. Hike with Mike in the house. How's it going? Charles also wears water shoes now. Nice. Okay, so I don't feel quite so. LT said something as well about wearing dive boots, I think. I think David knows Russell well. I think I'm going to get a beer. I know for sure Russell has one open. Russell wants me to pour it now. Okay, I'll pour it now for later. See, Russell, I don't have a channel like yours. We don't do like raspberry rock shots at 10 over here. Oh, that is a energetic dram. I'm bringing it closer to me so it's in focus. Look at that color. 66% of magic. Grace says, boom. I was stationed on Sardinia. Used to go out on a boat and swim in the Mediterranean. Clear water, could see all the way to the bottom. You see, I haven't often been at the top of deep water where you could see all the way down, but I have on occasion, and there is a real magic to that. It's not that it's less scary, but I'm just transported by it. My relationship with water is really sort of schizophrenic, I guess. Like, I'm enchanted by it, but I'm scared of it, which I guess is weird. But I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I think that if I had forced myself to be better at math in school and gone into the sciences, there are 3 things that I would have liked to have done. I don't mean all 3 of these because career, but one of the 3 would have been like geologist, because I love the story of rocks and of plate tectonics and the history you see, the history of the earth you see when you look at, the striations in a mountainside. An astrophysicist, or maybe like just a visual astronomer, because you look up into the night sky and everything is just enchanting. Or like a marine biologist or something, because I feel the same about the undersea world as I do about all those other things. It's just the knowledge is based on eons and eons of time. Because even in marine biology, what you're talking about is, processes that create barrier reefs or whatever that take a long freaking time. As humans, our time frame is like maybe 100 years, right? For most of, our average time frame with which we experience the world is like 75 years, 78 years. A little higher here than in the States. But I mean, that's not a long time frame. Yeah, that's the world going about its business with us just going pop, 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 pop. Lots of us, but each of us is only here for a very short amount of time. And so I love history and the sciences, like, and how they're dealing with these massive, deep wells of history. I mean, the wheels that turn out there in the universe move on bazillion-year timescales. How is that not the coolest game in town? It's just, man. And this is why I'm insisting that, Camille, like, don't give up on math. Because if you have the math and you decide you want to go into science or medicine or whatever, like, don't close the doors like I did. I had a lot of doors closed on and I did it myself. I just tell her to sort of keep everything open, Hold on. Charles, just drinking coffee for now. We'll start with beer after my motorcycle ride this morning. Oh, right. You're not sitting in my neighborhood. Russell, I'll have it later. When you're on, you get a shot or something. We'll have a drink together. Massif des Roses by Baldwin. Oh yeah, I've had that before. What do you think of it? Oh, you received a chainsaw today. I have got to get me a chainsaw. I've got a video coming out at some point. I had to borrow a chainsaw and buck up a bunch of logs. It was on electric, so it was really slow but really quiet. And like I would prefer to have a big honking gas burner, but buzzing an electric chainsaw next to a house where I knew that a baby was going down for a nap was kind of freeing. Austin in the house. How's it going, mister? Welcome. Serge, Charles is asking what brand of chainsaw you got. I don't know. I'm behind already, so you might have already answered that. LT says to Grace, must have been nice. The only time I swam in the Mediterranean was off Athens on a private beach. I have never swum in the Mediterranean. I'd like to at one point, though. Thanks, Hike. Hike, I meant Mike. Sorry. Cat Max says, one C in my undergraduate degree, geology. It seemed like everything they said was erosion and due to a very long process, but it looked like big events to me. This was in the 80s. In the 80s. Yeah, I graduated from high school in 1991. So that's a little before me. But yeah, erosion and very long processes, but it is still huge stuff going on, right? I mean, mountains are literally moving. They're moving so slowly that we don't really see it, but they are literally moving. Wow. Holy crap. Well, no, I'm not doing shots, but you do shots all the time. And if I'm going to drink this lovely rye, because this is 100% rye, Alberta Premium is, they're a pretty big game up here in Canada. They also, I don't know if they still do, but they also used to do at least part of the juice that's in a bottle of Whistle Pig down in the States. Whistle Pig used to source, I don't know if they still do. I'm saying I used to because I knew at one point that they did. I don't know if they sourced completely or partly from Alberta Premium. There's a lot of American ryes that are sourced from Alberta Premium. I don't tend to love their stuff very much, but this cask strength is something else. The bottle looks terrible. It looks like it should be made of plastic. The label is second rate. The liveries on the bottle and the bottle itself are awful, but the juice is amazing. If you like rye. Oh, you got an electric. Nice. Battery or corded? Oh, I'm so far behind. Hike with Mike says, I get called Hike all the time. Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, I don't feel quite so dumb then. Dr. Sharp, hi. It says, for some people, learning math is like making jello. You work and work, and it seems like nothing is happening. Then all of a sudden, it's jello. I think that if I had stuck with it more, I do feel that that's probably what would have happened. And as I help Camille with her math homework, she's just going into grade 5 now, but I have to I think I have to learn math the year before she does, so that at no point do I pass on my recalcitrance where math is concerned, So when I'm helping her with her homework, I can just sort of say, it's like this, and we can sort of deal with it instead of me saying, I sucked at math. I'm not going to, I don't know. I don't want to derail the entire conversation around like math because boring. But electric is weak. It actually has a lot of torque. It seems to perform well. How long is it? I was hanging with. We have friends who. Well, anyways, I was hanging at a friend's place, and he has a big honking gas chainsaw, but he just got an electric as well. He said, "Look, you need the gas one. That's what you start with. But there's a lot of jobs where the electric comes in really handy." And so he got one by Steel, I think. It was expensive as hell because it's a powerful beast, but it's electric, because a lot of electrics are not. There are a lot of electric chainsaws are being marketed kind of more towards the home and hobby market, you know what I'm saying? But you can get a nice powerful machine. Hold on a second. Anyways, I like the 16-inch battery powered. Okay, hold on a second. Mike doesn't drink hard liquor. Does rye taste like rye bread? Well, it's funny because wrong glass. There is a breadiness to rye. There's a breadiness to a lot of whiskey, though. Anything that's malt based rather than corn. There's a cereals and cereals as in like grains and a breadiness there, but it's not going to taste like a slice of rye bread. No. If I win the lottery, guys, I'm going to buy a small still and put up, maybe to start with, like 1 barrel of 100% rye and 1 barrel of like a Scotch style, like a single malt Scotch style whiskey. You can't call it Scotch if it's not made in Scotland, but Mountain might move in 10 days if some event happens, like an asteroid, which would cause things to move fast and not so. Yeah, but that's. I was going to say that's a mitigating circumstance, but that's not mitigation at all, is it? That's a special case. That's not the day-to-day movement of the Earth. Grace says, "I always like math. It's satisfying to come up with the answer." I think. Look, the problem was my headspace. And to a certain extent, it is still my headspace. And it's the fact that my hippie ass parents allowed me, Jesse's just bad at math. It's like, oh God, that's such a disservice. Don't ever do that to your kids, folks. Like, I wish I could have redone that. Check Signal for a photo of the drink. Oh, you're drinking tonight is... Oh, you haven't Canadian Shield. I've seen it on the shelves, but I've never picked it up. I don't know enough about it. Russell would also like an electric chainsaw. How much did that cost you, Serge? That's a terrible thing to ask you in public. Never mind. See, David, that's what my problem has been. I spent my whole life in art school. I was painting and drawing, and my family thought I was going to be a painter. I was apprenticed to a painter who had been. Well, he's a cousin. He was a cousin of mine. I mean, cousin of my mother's, I guess. So, however that works out, second cousin, whatever. He was much older than I was at that time, and he had, as a youngin, been. Am I yawning already? He had been apprenticed to one of the two big Canadian Quebecois painters. I don't remember which one, but and so like that's what my family thought I was going to do. And whenever someone asks me why I'm not a painter nowadays, I say the same damn thing. I say everyone should disappoint their family that badly at least once in their lives. I do not care if I never pick up a paintbrush again. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely have a more artistic bent. I've always done something. I used to direct black box theater. Before I started YouTubing, I was getting very heavily into photography. I think when I discovered the camera, it just seemed more elegant than than the paintbrush. And as I moved from photography into YouTubing, because I did go to school to make movies, and then never did that. I get a lot of. Excuse me. I think that one of the things that acts against my channel is the fact that I throw so many hours into making what I think are kind of cool looking little movies instead of just giving the information and shutting up and this is how you blah show it. I get too like I gotta throw in some B-roll and some music and all this stuff. But YouTubing is how I scratch the itch that someone feels when they went to school to make movies and then never made movies. And by the way, I way prefer YouTube on many levels because there aren't middlemen everywhere, right? Like anytime I was on a film set, everything that's there has a middleman attached to it. Everything from like the bananas on the craft table to the actors themselves, the insurance, like, and every time you add a middleman, you add like whatever 10% to the cost or something. But like if you've got a camera standing there may be like 3 middlemen between Panasonic, for instance, and that camera standing there. Right. So there's so much money. There's so many middlemen everywhere, and everything takes so long, right? You finish your shoot and it could be 2 years before the film is edited, and then they have to wait for the right window to bring it out. What I love about YouTube, and I'm gonna have to do an episode on this at some point, because there's a real sort of TV 2.0 thing happening, and I've spoken about this before, so I won't bore you guys too much. But what I love about YouTubing is I shoot a video, I spend hours at it, and then I put it up, and it's just you and me. There's no one between us. There's no distribution network. There's no marketing piffle. There's nothing. And if you guys like it, thumbs up, little comment. If you guys don't like it, if I'm lucky, thumbs down. If you don't like it and you just go away, then okay, I didn't learn anything. But I think that was kind of a rabbit hole I went down there. And I don't know how the hell I got on it. I have no idea how I got on it. And I am way behind on the side chat now, so hold on. If red has become your color, are you going to standardize on Milwaukee, Serge? I'm going to have to standardize on something for my electric tools. I just don't know what yet. I'm thinking maybe Milwaukee. I have a Milwaukee random orbit sander that I think is just terrific, but I haven't decided yet. David, the thing, a lot of scientists are really good at music because it's very mathematical. It's very, very mathematical. But I'm not talking about guys, like I'm not talking about Celtic musicians like me. Oh, there are a few. A lot of like classical or jazz, because you can dive into the theory the same way you can dive into like really hairy math. I used to play in this band called Late for Dinner, and it was 3 guys who were at McGill and me. And we would play these gigs at the McGill, whatever the student bar is called. Is that one Gertz or is that Concordia? Anyways, and every now and again, if it was like if we were playing a big party or something, there was another band that would play that was made up of um, professors from the science and math departments. It was called the Redshift Blues Band, which is an epic band name. But these guys were all scientists and mathematicians. And the band was terrific. The band was fabulous. It was more blues than jazz or whatever, but they did bring a certain jazzy quality to it. And I find that a lot of people who are scientists gravitate towards classical and jazz. In the circuit that I play, the Celtic music circuit, it's a lot of music majors and stuff, which is interesting because Celtic music is, by definition, an illiterate music form. It's not made up of people who will write out the lines and then play them. Scottish music is a little different. They sort of, over the past few centuries, they really tried to make it more classical. Like in Scottish traditional music, there's a prescribed way to bow certain songs, whereas in Irish music or Eastern Canadian, make it sound good. So I think if you just sort of looked at the music, because I'm telling you, man, it's all math. It's just, instead of marking it on the board, it's intervals, right? It's steps and half steps. It's intervals. It's a language. Honestly, like, written music is a language. You learn the language, but if you can see the math in it, then I think it might become easier for you. Yeah, I wasn't even. That's even more advanced than I had a hard time with division. But I was a kid who was always drawing on the back of his papers, right? I was not a good student. Well, Russell, it's a good thing we're live streaming tonight then, because if you got something cool to show off, I think that's a win. $575 before taxes. Yeah, right. Okay, so Serge, I'm not surprised that that's a pretty kick-ass electric saw then, because that's around the price where the electric saws are kind of beefy. What I meant is there are a lot of sort of Canadian Tire level electric saws for like $150, like a lot. In fact, the one I was using is probably more like around the $300 mark. But yeah, up around there, that's for that kind of money, you expect your saw to cut, Oh, what, this old thing, Shawnee? Welcome to the live stream, by the way. I've had this for a few years and I forgot about it. It's been in my closet for a long time. What I should do is, when I got this, I did a really short video showing it off. And I don't even remember how long ago that was. And it was like, that video got so many thumbs downs. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Shirt. Introducing swag. No. Episode 31. My new work shirt. 26th of February, 2015. Maybe I can play this and share it. This is going to be embarrassing, though. Wait, let me get past the advertising first. Because YouTube sucks. Should I share it? Do you guys want to see it? Hold on. I'm way behind here. Hold on. Oh, my land. I'm so far behind. I'll just try to catch up. Catmax says, regarding day-to-day occurrences, and then speaking of the age of the Earth, not day-to-day occurrence, cataclysmic occurrences have more than they say about the formations we see. Yeah, I guess I could see that. I think Shawnee knows what Russell has. I think I do too. Seth says, I'd say DeWalt and Milwaukee have the best battery-powered chainsaws. I went with Milwaukee because I already have some of their tools. I used to really like DeWalt. I have a DeWalt thickness planer that is rock solid. But my dad has bought several of their more recent tools, and he's blown out a few of the motors like after 2 years. So I'm a little, because they used to be built here and in the States, right? And then they shipped the construction off to the Far East or China or whatever. Now they have a line that is kind of made in America, but not really. The parts still come from away, and that line gets assembled in the United States. So I don't know. It breaks my heart because I used to really like DeWalt. But yeah, that's good to know. It almost seems that people either excel. This is Ian the Weblord. Excel in logic or creative, and that sends you in very different directions. For me, it's logic. I can't create anything with any success. Yeah, I think so too, right? I mean, I am illogical as hell. I'm an epic mess. Can't do math to save my life, and I spend my days like thinking, and so I don't think you're wrong. Am I peaking at all tonight? By the way, I dropped the volume in StreamYard a little bit on the the microphone. Okay, Dr. Sharp, this is exactly what I'm dealing with as well. Because I've got, well, actually, right now, I blew the motor on my battery-powered drill, so I'm kind of free right now to select which brand I want to, because I'm like you, I want to go with one, and I want to just be able to swap the batteries around, And then do you want to do like 18 volt or is it 20, whatever it is, right? So the upshot is I haven't bought anything because I haven't had time to do my research. I don't want to make an expensive mistake. I also do know that of all the major electric tool companies, I think it is Milwaukee or Makita. I think it might be Milwaukee though. That is not part of a larger umbrella group. I think it's Milwaukee, but it might be Makita. It's one of those two. I do think it's Milwaukee though, and that just makes me want to spend my money there, almost no matter what. David says, in high school, I would audition for the plays, but was never picked. It was very devastating. Yeah, it sucks to. When I was writing poetry, I probably got 10 or 20 rejection slips for every accepted poem, and at first they just killed me, but then I just, you know what, it's just part of the game, it happens. But it took a while for me to get around to that. Simone says, I believe I have a good balance between sciences, trade, and arts. Just don't ask me to sing Alexis to clear the venue. Good to know. Middlemen take away from the spontaneity of the film process, which should be natural in my opinion. Well, the thing is, wow, am I that far behind? I'll quickly say, the thing is, when you're on a film set, like a big Hollywood level film set, it's not an artistic endeavor, right? It's a business endeavor, right? People who think that they're still being filmmakers, right? Like auteurs and all that, working on these big Hollywood sets, you're not. The forces behind you are money men. They've probably been thinking about the marketing for longer than the director's been hired. So there is none of that in big film productions. Even guys who used to be like auteurs, right? Like Denis Villeneuve and guys like that. I mean, dude, didn't he just, he did Dune. He's not an auteur filmmaker anymore. And here's Russell just sticking the knife into, slipping the shiv between David's ribs. Oh, interesting sound. The DeWalt is better with softwood, while the Milwaukee seem to be better with hardwood. That's very interesting. But that might just come down to the chains on the bar, right? Shawnee is all about the Milwaukee as well. Russell says that the DeWalt 20 volt drill and hammer drill, which is a nice little kit, actually. But I think the chainsaws come in 40. I have no idea. Sales is going to know that. When you say the drill and the hammer drill, you mean like the drill and the impact driver, right? Like, I don't need a hammer drill because I've got a corded hammer drill, Mastercraft, I think it is. David says to Russell that it's obvious from your special features you are very talented. And then, of course, Russell comes back with, "That's your best joke yet." I'm loving the interplay between these guys tonight. Ian's a programmer for 30 plus years, so you remember what it was like back in the bad old days, or the good old days, depending on your opinion. I'm just trying to catch up here. It's just there's an interesting conversation between Simon and Russell about electric chainsaws. Cat Matt can play a flute, which is cool. Ian used to play the tuba. Hike with Mike. As a singer, I never got the math. I just focused on the soulfulness and the feelings of the music. I just I think what I'm referring to more is like when you dive into stuff like, the circle of fifths, intervals, modes, stuff like that. The kind of stuff where, the 6-string guitar sort of starts to make way for like a 7-string guitar, or like micro tune. What is it called? Microtones. The guitars that are in intervals that are more Middle Eastern. So they've got all these little tiny stepped frets everywhere. I'm not sure about music and math, Dr. Sharp says. I have all the musical ability of a dead canary, and that includes grabbing it by its tiny legs and tap out a tune with its dead body. Well, yeah, but if you've come this far in that space, it's a little late to start changing it. It's the same as me suddenly thinking, I should really get better at math. I didn't. I'm 49, dude. So it's really hard to sort of change tracks at this time. David, yes, you do have to lubricate the bar and chain. Or at least the one that I was using, you definitely do have to lubricate the bar and chain. Yeah, and Celsius has a reservoir as well. Yeah. Russell says to Cat Mac, I never played flute, but I could grab a flute and fake it by whistling. Confused a lot of people. It's funny. David Evans is also into Milwaukee. So maybe I should look closer at Milwaukee then. Charles is asking Russell, I shouldn't say this to everyone, but can I drop you a short email about solar power options? We had a brownout here 2 days ago that was over 14 hours long. Holy crap. Man, now you guys are saying the sound is good? I am so far behind. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna. Hey, I see. How's it going, Mister? I'm just gonna try to dance down to the bottom a little bit here because. Oh yeah, I'm way behind. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anyone who came into the. Raspberry Rock wants a 5.5 string guitar. Okay, sure. All right, that makes perfect sense. Serge filmed the unboxing of the chainsaw in case you wanted to make a YouTube video. You created a channel with the idea to document your moving ideas. Nothing official yet. Nothing official yet. I think I just made it official. I would watch that video. Shawnee says, would have to work with math equations daily, otherwise it'll just fade away again. Basic math is done by phone, either calculator or Google, unfortunately. Fair enough. Simone is asking Charles where he is located. Whoops. Yeah, Charles is in the Philippines, I believe. $21.46. Chris Garland says, you're good at math, you just don't realize you're using it every day. It's only when it challenges you, you realize you're solving a math problem. I read this thing once about these kids, I think it was in Brazil, where all these totally unschooled kids were selling like nuts and stuff on the street corners. And had these kids, even though they didn't go through like a classical education, they could do like quick math to figure out change and stuff in like really fast. And I found that really interesting how these kids, they didn't go through school to learn math, but they just picked it up. Right? If the guy was selling, and of course we're not just talking about in straight tens, right? What if something cost $6.36 after, and you gave the guy a tenner, and they would just boom, there's your change. It's amazing. It's cool the way the brain works. Fox it on the laptop. I find that when I'm on my phone, that thing where you tag someone, you at mark them, and it shows up in red or whatever, so that they know that you're talking directly to them. I can't do that on my phone, or at least it doesn't show up like that on my phone. It bugs me. If Outdoor Dauber was here, I would have given tasting notes on the beer, but he's not here, so it's not going to happen. Friday morning, my video on this comes out, by the way. Just letting you know. I shot my initial review, and spoiler alert. Just kidding, I'm not telling you a damn thing. But yeah, so that's in the bag. And miraculously, I was able to finish the video without losing anything, which is cool. Because as you guys know, my editing machine it's old, and if I do anything more strenuous than word processing or watching YouTube's, it randomly just shuts down. And if it does that while I have a Final Cut Pro library open, more often than not, it just corrupts the library. So I've lost that video. That did not happen this time, which is nice. What I'm doing to make up for it is, for a long time now, I've just been editing straight on my phone. On my other channel, you can really tell, like the fonts are terrible and stuff. So what I'm trying to do now is do my rough edit on the phone and then just port one video file over and see if maybe it's just one clip that I'm dealing with in my timeline. Maybe that lightens things up a little bit. I don't know, but I got this video done without losing too many hours. I did a lot of restarts, a lot of shutting down Final Cut Pro, letting the computer calm down just in case it's like a heating up thing. Lappy top. Elsie agrees with me about the phone. Yeah, so does Serge. Oh yeah, okay, so only way using a computer or laptop, yeah. Serge is watching on his TV and chatting on his phone. Oh yeah, can you can't chat at all on TV, right? David says, my wife and I started watching Queen's Gambit tonight on Netflix. True story about a girl who was a chess protege and drug addict. Yep, I haven't seen any of that yet. I don't have time to start a new series. But I hear it's very good. LT, my Franken Mac is currently only running in Windows. That's what I'm shooting on right now. And the box is open, and I've got hard drives pulled out of it and everything. I thought I was going to have time to get it to work again while I was on my vacation, but that did not happen. Maybe I'll take a day off and get it to work. Anyways. Wow, it's 9:52. We're halfway through practically. What the heck is up with that? Oh, Sales, you still see the chat on the TV? How come I'd heard that? But you can't actually enter chat on the TV or something. I had heard that the TV wasn't. Wait, hold on. Oops, that's way too much. Hold on. I lowered my. Oh, that's on a TV. Interesting. Rosal? I cannot hear a thing, but I don't think you've started talking yet. Turn on the microphone.
Sorry.
Nope. Turn up the microphone.
Huh?
Plug in the microphone. Hey, Canoe Hound Adventures. How's it going, Dennis? I missed your live stream, but I will watch it on the morrow. Is
this not working? Is this not working?
I'm sorry. I'm sad to have missed that because that looked like it was going to be a cool episode. It was. For those of you who don't know, Dennis started. Tonight was the first episode of season 3 of his live stream.
Hello.
Which you guys should definitely check out if you have not yet.
Hello.
You know, it's too bad that we can't hear Russell because David Evans, where's my mouse?
Oh, I see.
David Evans says, sorry, I was wrong. Queen's Gambit is fictional. This is the first time Pam has been wrong. I didn't know it was fictional. I thought it was non-fictional.
Jess has got to figure this out.
Russell, No, 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 no. Oh.
I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. That was funny.
It was embarrassing.
He's
Funny
like,
for you, freaking mortifying for me.
well,
I
what
think that's
isn't for you?
not much. Not much. Why you gotta be like that, man?
Baby, I was born this way.
I'm just as God made me.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, I got all the white stuff covered up. So how you doing? I asked you that earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't hear anything, so.
So I think
all is well.
okay, that was funny. So that was the first time Pam was ever wrong. You know what, David? Don't tell her. It's not worth it.
But I had thought that it was non-fictional as well.
It certainly plays like a non-fictional non-fiction bit. That's why I looked it up. As soon as I watched it pretty much as soon as it came to Netflix, and then I was like, oh, this has got to be a true story, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up, and nope.
Wow.
The writer was a chess buff, and he wrote the movie.
Well, all right then.
Dennis, good show tonight, Dennis.
What are you drinking tonight, Mr. Russell?
Oh, a variety of.
Yeah.
Right now it's Waterloo Dark.
I had that last week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I liked it.
I get it from time to time. I found out a horrible truth today. Actually, I was in a different liquor store than the one I usually go to, and I was looking for Newcastle Brown Ale because that seems to be my thing lately. And they were out as and the regular liquor store I go to has been out for weeks. So I asked the girl today. I said, "Well, when do your shipments come in?" She said Wednesdays, and I said, "Oh, you know what? This makes a lot of sense because I go to town on Tuesdays." Because Subway's sub of the day on Tuesdays is a BMT, which I always get. And ship. So by Tuesday, Newcastle Brown Ale is sold out, and they never ship enough that it lasts a whole week because they're stupid or something.
Because why would they do that, right?
Why would they do that? Yeah, they must look at the shelf on Tuesdays and go, "Oh, we're all out of Newcastle Brown Ale. I guess we ordered the exact amount we needed because we satisfied everybody."
Yeah.
Nope.
I love it. How come I'm getting echo off you?
You're getting echo off me?
Yeah. Hello?
There, try that. Are you still getting echo?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
You still getting echo?
Yep.
Are people in chat, are you hearing an echo?
Are you guys hearing an echo?
Pam is a retired high school librarian teacher, extremely knowledgeable about books. That's why I never did. Yeah, I got the story. Can I tell the story?
Yep.
Because I think this is hilarious. City girl is like that. My wife is very much like that. When she says something and she's sure about it, I don't doubt it for a second. And there's this one time, wow, this is years ago, and I'd taken some clothes to the dry cleaners, and I was like, I knew I had 6 pairs of pants and 5 shirts. And when I went and picked everything up, I looked at the tags at 6 pants, 5 shirts, and I counted 6 pants, 5 shirts. Yep, I got it all. And I went home, and later on, my wife was like, I can't find a pair of my pants. I think it's at the dry cleaners. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure. I looked at the tag. There was the right number of pants and shirts. She's like, no, they must be there because they're not here. And I said, but I'm really sure. She said, no, they must be there. And I said, okay, well, they must be there then. So I went down to the dry cleaners, and I said, I'm trying to explain. And this Chinese couple, right? Their English wasn't that great, so I'm trying to explain, I'm missing a pair of pants, and they're like, well, do you pick up 6 pants, 5 shirts? And I said, yeah, I know I did, but my wife says pants are here, so they must be here.
Right.
And they're trying to explain to me, no, 6 pants, 5 shirts. I'm like, no, you don't know my wife. She's really sure about this. she's never wrong. And the guy looks over at this one rack. He's like, oh, if we have pants, they'd be here on this rack. And there's like this old suede jacket there, and I'm like, I don't know. The pants must be here somewhere because they're. My wife said they are.
Right.
And the guy's like, oh no. Oh wait, and he goes off the back. He comes up, your pants. As soon as he showed them, I was like, oh yep, those are her pants, of course. So it's exactly one of those things with David and Pam. It's like my wife is so sure about something, she's never wrong.
Right.
So they're saying that Jess is echoing, not Russell.
Yeah.
But
do you have the echo cancellation on your?
I do. I can put on earphones if this is. I do have echo cancellation on, but I can put on earphones because it's probably me. You've got your headset on, right? You don't have audio coming out of anywhere else.
No.
Okay. I will switch.
I keep meaning to buy like monitor speakers for this computer, but I ain't done it yet.
Plugged in.
Sales says he retracts his message, but it still remains on the TV. Interesting. We're just waiting for Russell to get his shift together.
Why are you waiting for me? This is your show, man.
Yeah.
All right. Sound off. Do you still hear an echo now? I doubt that you will.
I do not believe I will hear an echo. Sweet silence.
Usually that's fine, but
sweet.
Oh, you know what I should be using?
What?
Oh, I bought ear wireless or Bluetooth earbuds just for this occasion.
Just for tonight? You see that you were going to be on my live stream.
Sorry, I didn't mean this occasion, but this sort of thing. Let me switch here.
I was getting all like, I was prepared to be all like, oh, shucks. No, you shouldn't have. Yeah, it's just in the side chat, they're saying that there's no echo anymore. So it was definitely your setup, not mine.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
What's going on?
That's better.
All right.
There.
I'm just looking at the side chat, making sure that we're not missing anything. Cliff says, don't worry, he didn't. Thanks, Cliff. Why you gotta be like that?
Why you gotta be like that?
Why you gotta be like that?
Why?
Why? So you got something new, man?
Yeah.
So we're all waiting with bated breath to see it.
Oh, I thought we'd wait until like 10:45.
Okay. Okay. Why not? By the way, Dennis, I dropped you a link if you're up to it.
Join us, yeah. Dennis. Join us. You know, you know what? And it's not my knife either. I think my knife has been shipped and it's in, but I haven't picked it up.
Oh, I was sure it was going to be the knife. I thought we were going to be totally comparing like exactly the same knives.
Yeah. Mine's way shinier.
Well, it's probably shinier now because I shot my review on Sunday.
Oh, did you test it as well?
Mm-hmm.
Like you battened it and stuff?
Of course I did, because I love it when viewers, troll me to pieces. You can't batten with it. So of course I did.
Uh-huh. All right, I'll show you what I got.
Yeah, I want to see it. Whatever the hell it is. Okay.
Yeah, didn't I say I was going to get one of these?
Yeah, but I didn't know that you were actually like. I for some reason I thought you were just researching. I didn't know that you were actually going to.
Oh, I did so little research. I walked in there and said, "Okay, pick me something." And I made the mistake of saying, because he asked me what my budget was, which is a fair question when you're buying something new. And I said, yeah, I want to spend around $1,000. So I picked out this bow, and said, here you go. This has what you need. It's already got the sights on it. It's kind of ready to hunt. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I tried it out, and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is super. This is exactly what I want. And then I realized that what you see here was the $1,000. And then I got to buy the arrows, and I got to buy, the case. And I'm like, oh, I expected to spend as much as $1,000 on everything I needed, not just the bow. But okay, whatever. So it was a little more expensive than that. Sorry, Jess. I was gonna say I totally went with the recommendation because I know nothing about bows. He said this was a good bow, so I said, okay, cool. What were you gonna say?
What is it?
It's a Hoyt Torex.
Okay.
And I've already lost one arrow.
Nice. Yeah, our arrows are like
Pretty cool.
they're like printer cartridges. You just sort of see them as a consumable,
Well, it shouldn't be that way. The funny thing is, I mean, I shot a bunch. I set up my target, 20 meters, and I shot it a bunch of times, and I'm pretty good on target. But one just went over, and I put up a tarp behind it because somebody suggested put up a tarp to catch the arrows you miss. And the arrow just went right through it.
I was going to say, yeah, because a tarp will totally stop an arrow.
I know. What was I thinking, right? Because this thing was burying arrows. Like I bought a target, and it's like thick foam stuff, like really, really thick.
Yeah.
And, I was burying the arrows like 6 inches deep in these things. And so I don't know what I was thinking, like a tarp is going to stop an arrow.
No. Hey, Bettina's here before like 5 minutes to 11. Nice. Hi, Bettina.
In case anybody wondering, it's a 60-pound drop.
I was going to say, David says that bow looks very complicated. Does it come with lessons?
It should, right?
Now, did you have to be sized for that bow?
Yeah. The only size I guess was my wingspan, which was 74 inches, 76 inches, maybe.
Okay.
I think it was 74. And then you kind of go with your draw weight, like how much you can pull.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say that I was on somebody's live stream last week. Who was it? Oh, I was on Colin's live stream because he knows quite a bit about bows, and I was asking him, we had a bit of a discussion about like the recurve versus the compound and all that stuff. Because I still kind of want a bow. I don't know if I'll ever go hunting again. So it's like anything that I used to want to buy hunting related, there's no point. But I still would like to pick up a bow or a crossbow at some point if the hunting, comes back. Hey, Raven Cat's here. How's it going?
Hey, Raven Cat. Oh, by the way, I should say hi to all the people who have come here from my channel. Bettina Cat, Raven Cat. Was Grace one of mine or one of yours? Cat Mac, Ian the Weblord was here. David Evans, possibly Pam.
I don't know if Grace came from you or from Mal.
Oh,
but even like
sense.
A lot of people who came from Mal, I recognize from your live streams too. So it's like,
it's hard to tell now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Jess, I would love a handmade bow, even if it just hung on the wall. That would be so awesome.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
Scouting
or you
Free.
Just took it once in a while for fun.
Right. I guess. Have you ever seen Scouting Free? He's a YouTuber in Germany. He took a course on, like a course wherein what you do is you carve an English style longbow for yourself. And it turned out, like, just going by photos and video, not looking at it up close, because he's in Germany. Looks like a really nice bow. And that is like the most simple bow possible. Like all the recurves, all the blah blah blah. No, man, that is one continuous. I mean, it's more than like it's a laminate, but it's just such a simple, elegant design. They take up a lot of space though. Like, you know, you stand it next to you and you're it's a tall bow.
Yep.
Shawnee's asking if your arms are tired after practice.
Yes. And it didn't take long. It didn't take long at all. Like 60 pounds is right on the edge of what I can pull. So I can do it, but after like 10 pulls, you're like, you know, you've done a set of.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I got about 3 weeks to practice and get stronger before bow hunting season starts.
Right. Cat Max says she liked archery in 9th grade. Chris says it just needs a laser sight and a heat seeker. I know nothing about bows. And Cliff says that he found me and you through Mel. And Grace says she was Mallory's, then mine, then yours. So I passed you one. And what Shawnee says is absolutely true. That it'll definitely extend your hunting season. Yeah, because now you can do bow season as well as rifle.
No kidding. I get a full month of bow hunting before rifle hunting starts.
Yeah.
A full month of like all of October, essentially.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And in fact, that's before the deer are used to being hunted, right? Like by the time rifle season comes along, they're all kind of skittish. Section 8 outdoors makes bows, apparently.
Section 8?
I don't know it. Never heard of it. Dennis pops in with, I can tell you a handmade bow, Russell. What color ribbon do you like?
I saw that. Dennis, why aren't you in here talking to us? And eating something.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Dennis. I want to get a question in for Les Stroud next week.
Right. Also, LT asked me to show off the knife again. This is the Groman number 1 LT. I think you've got one of these, don't you? No, you've got the number 4. I oiled it up after using it, so that's why the blade looks so schmutzy. It's all oil.
What kind of oil? What kind of oil do you use on it?
Mineral oil.
Okay. Is it like the same oil you'd use on like a cutting board?
Yeah. And I use mineral oil on my axe heads as well. I used to use like for a while I was using gun oil and stuff like that, but because I carve spoons and there's no guarantee which axe I'll have when I decide to carve a spoon, I do them all with food safe, food grade oil, all the metal, all my tools. Denise.
There is. Hey, Dennis. Good to see you, brother.
Look at that. Dennis and I are both all branded up tonight.
Oh, yeah, look at that. You got a cool Raindance Bushcraft shirt on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Russell's got a brand, too. He is the Puma.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey, cool. I got Pumas on, too.
I got a Russell Sports.
I got Puma socks on.
Nice. I'm just taking a look at the side chat to make sure we're not slipping too far behind.
That's as flexible as I get, boys.
That's it?
So
that's it, man. That's all I got.
I find that hard to believe. Anyway, David asked, can I hunt turkey? Can I bow hunt turkey on my property? And David, I've only seen turkeys once in the 5 years that I've been here. They stick near the roads, as odd as that sounds. I think there's too many predators out here.
Okay.
You got coyotes out by your place, Russell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't come near the cabin. I think the smell of the dogs and humans scares them off, but I hear them all the time.
You know, seeing Dennis munch makes me really hungry. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. You guys just keep chatting.
That's why I didn't come on. I was trying to finish him off before.
Damn it. Too late. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Jess is going to make a lasagna or something.
Yeah, man. You
so Dennis,
you want to try and get a message in for Les next week?
Yeah, if he's still on, right?
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I've already started promoting it.
Yeah, that'll be really good. I'll put it on my Facebook as well. Maybe we'll get some more viewers in there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm super excited about that show. It should be a really good one.
Are you?
I think he's in Alaska right now.
Oh, that's interesting. Are you still going to open it up and let people come on screen to ask questions?
Yeah, I'm hoping to for the second half of the show. I'll try to get. But if you pop in there, I'll definitely make sure you're top of the list.
Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it.
As long as you
He's
don't
an
ask him. What was the question you asked one time?
Stinky
Does he
feet?
fart in the tub or something? Or
Does he fart in the tub? Did I ask that?
I don't know.
No,
I can't remember what you asked on that one show there.
It was about stinky feet. It was a legitimate question.
Stinky feet. That was it. Yeah.
It's a legitimate question for anybody who doesn't know. It was what was it? Alexis Outdoors, I think was on.
Yeah.
So I said, at the end of the day, you're tired, you're sweaty, you've been working all day. You get to your camp, you want to relax. Everybody takes off their boots, and somebody's got really, really stinky feet. What do you do? What do you say?
Yeah.
And I think their answer was nothing. You don't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
What are you gonna do, right? No.
I was like, well, you take the person's boots and you walk 20 feet away from the camp and you cover them up with something, but that's gonna happen. I get stinky feet, But no, it's not gonna be a question.
I'd like to say I don't, but I probably do. It's usually my feet are so wet all day that they haven't got a chance to get all stinky.
See, now that's exactly my problem. My feet get wet because they don't breathe, and they get stinky because they're wet.
Oh.
But you're talking about wet because you stepped in the lake, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I'm one of them guys when I'm canoeing. When I get to the shore, I'm not like one of those tippy toe guys that wants to. Oh, I can't get my feet wet. It's like just into the water. Just do it. Get it over with.
I'm totally one of those tippy toe guys.
Yeah. I wear shoes that keep not keep my feet dry, but that I purposely get wet. And then my dry stuff, once I get up on shore and I'm ready to settle in, then the wet stuff comes off and the dry stuff goes on.
Yeah. What are you eating, Jess? A finger?
I have rice cakes and dried mango.
Rice cakes, they have like 1 calorie, right? Those are like 90% air and
pretty much, yeah.
9% sponge.
Sponge.
we had those ones. So there's a tiny bit of flavor there. There's no substance.
Just enough flavor to let you know that you're eating something.
Hey, back to the wet feet thing. This year on my canoe trip, I decided I was going to try these waterproof socks, right? And yeah, they make them. They're waterproof. And I decided, or I found out that they don't really work for me anyways.
How do they breathe?
I'm the guy that steps in the water, and of course the socks only come so high.
I'll tell you why they don't work. I'll tell you why they don't work. I'll tell you why most rain gear doesn't work. And they'll tell you that, our rain gear breathes, so, it wicks away the moisture. If you're doing anything, like absolutely anything, and you start sweating, no rain gear breathes fast enough to wick away that sweat.
No.
You're still going to get wet underneath. So like I ended up, with full rain gear on, I ended up just as wet underneath because I'm sweating as, if I just got rained on. Yeah. What's funny is my middle son went through basic training in the military and didn't get much far beyond that. But he said the same thing. He said, whenever they're doing stuff and it's raining outside, if they're actually doing stuff, they never put their rain gear on. They just dress normally because it's the same thing, right? They end up just as wet because, the sweat doesn't go anywhere. It was only if they were
quick dry clothing, right?
The only time they wore their rain gear is if they're on like guard duty, where they're just sitting there doing nothing anyway, and they don't not sweating. That's the only time they put it on.
Actually, like this shirt, the Columbia shirt, it's a quick dry, right? So that can get wet and it'll be like dry within 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah, I have that shirt.
Yeah.
Cat Mag is asking why this shape. Well, the story behind it, and this is a spoiler alert from my video that's going live at 9:30 on Friday morning. D.H. Russell and Groman, what they did was they decided that they wanted to create the quintessential Canadian outdoors knife. And so they started designing, and they worked with hunters and trappers in the Canadian North. And it's just they just kept refining the shape until that's what they ended up with. And it's a very ergonomically friendly shape for very many tasks. It's good.
How much was that knife? You got two, right? You got an expensive one and a cheap one, right?
Oh yeah, I got the cold steel first to see if I like the shape, because they're identical. They're almost identical. And the cold steel is like what, $12, $14. This one with the straight up, like everything on this is the standard. Like this specific design, everything I have in my hand has not changed since 1955.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was like 117 plus shipping and tax.
Cat Mac, is that called a bread sack? Yeah. Bread bags on the feet.
I'm looking forward to getting my knife. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Oh, yeah, yours hasn't come in yet?
I think it's been delivered. Like I get deliveries at a business address close by. I just haven't been out to pick it up.
But you've already got a number 4, right, Russell?
Yeah. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah.
Hey, do we all get kisses?
Yeah, you want to come blow Russell a kiss? Yeah, Russell's feeling left out. You know, I'll be asking City Girl next time I see her, right?
Well, this conversation's not getting awkward at all.
There's a kiss for all you guys in the chat tonight.
You guys are funny.
Nice, sweet. Best wife ever.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Hey, 30 plus years. She's a keeper.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the number 4, all right. It's bigger.
It's hard to get just the angle right.
Oh.
Ooh.
Every time I see those style of knives, they look like grandma's butter knife.
What?
Well, it's an old design, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Even that one is a pretty old design. Not as old as the number 1, but...
Either that, or maybe my grandmother was a bushcrafter in her spare time.
There's in that number 4, it's kind of rocking a little bit of the same magic as the Nesmik. You know, it's sort of it's a variant on that same blade shape.
You have to shoot me the link where you got that knife from there, Jess. Email it to me. I'll never get it off the screen here. Technologically deprived, remember?
Okay.
Hey, I get new internet this week.
Nice.
Finally.
What are you getting?
It's just Kojiko or cable internet, right? But it's like 360 down, 30 up. Compared to my, what have I got now? 2010 or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a massive improvement for you. Good.
Oh, I hope so. Thanks, Simo. Yeah, maybe I'll cut and paste it now.
David Letta's Ontario hunting license expired. Does he need to go through the courses again?
I don't think so. I don't think you'd ever have to go through it more than once. What do you mean by Ontario hunting? You mean your what is it? Your wilderness card? Your outdoors card?
Well, if it works the same as it does here, you know, you buy your moose permit or your deer permit, but you also had to get an actual hunting license, right? And that was a weekend course. Is it the same in Ontario?
I think you just get an outdoors card. I think what Dave was talking about is you let his outdoors card expire. In which case, you can. I'm pretty sure you can just get another one right off the website. I can't even find my outdoors card now. I can find my Pleasurecraft operator's card. Oh, this is embarrassing. I should have this.
We got some nice knives, eh?
I got some my scuba diving license.
Yeah.
Oh, they
there
even
it is.
got the Ulu knives there too. Cool.
Yeah, I keep wanting to pick one of those up.
All right, David, I'm going to look into it. Obviously, my outdoors card also has my fishing stuff on it, so that's more than just hunting. Or like you can get a fishing license without actually going through the hunter's course. So I'll look into it, David. David, you go hunt?
I see Serge knows a thing or two. I did a very, very tiny reference to that in the video that's going up on Friday, by the way.
Sorry, I'm back.
These rice cakes are really not flavorful. Charles W says, have to go on my bike ride. My wife is ready now. Hope everyone has a good balance of your week. All right. See you later, Charles.
Take care, Charles.
Enjoy that bike ride.
All right, David.
So, which one of the Grumman knives do you have? Is it the original design? Number
Mine,
one?
yeah. Yeah, it's the number one, yeah. With the original saber grind and everything. Russell has one of those coming in, but he's also got the number 4, which is, I believe, the survival.
Yeah.
Soon I will have both.
Yeah. What I like
Jess
about that
only has
number
one.
4 is, yeah, I just have the number 1. I like the size of that number 4. It's got a better weight to it. I think it would be a better chopping knife than the number 1. But yeah, it's a very cool, very robust design.
Oh, can you actually change your select? Oh, you can too. You can select your grind. Eh?
You can select between 2 grinds. There's saber and then there's flat.
Yeah.
And then there's like 4-ish
We got regular
options
S,
for the
regular
scales.
C, and flat grind SF, and custom flat grind.
The S is stainless. The C is carbon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Light bulb overhead, sure.
Yeah. I got the C. I got the carbon. I'm gonna assume that Russell got the stainless.
Yep. Yeah, I tell you what, that Mora ruined everything for me.
Or it's ruined you for other knives for the rest of your life?
For anything other than stainless.
I think last week I was showing you, or I told you I picked up the new Mora knife, right? The companion. But this time I've got a companion in stainless, and first I had the carbon. Now I bought the stainless, and I just want to try it. Don't have to maintain it in the field as much, right?
That's for
Keeping it
sure.
oiled and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, carbon definitely is it's a way higher maintenance material for sure.
Yeah.
But I like carbon steel though.
I do too. Well, yeah, it's going to retain its edge a lot better than I think the stainless would. But last year, remember I was telling you on the canoe trip there, we were in the rapids and we tipped the canoe.
Yeah.
And I had the knife that my buddy Dave made for me there, the Bush Beast.
Yep.
And by the time we got to our campsite, it was already full of surface rust, right? Because it kind of got dunked.
Yep.
And kind of didn't like that too much.
But like one of the things that a lot of people will do with carbon, if they don't want to spend all their time oiling, is they'll force a patina on it with like mustard or whatever.
Yeah.
Because a patina technically is surface rust, but it protects the knife underneath from getting pitting and deeper rust.
Mm-hmm.
I like the look of a nice shiny knife, but I also like the fact that if I'm lost and I don't have a signal mirror on me, you always do have a signal mirror,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oops.
Yeah.
That's why I don't force the patina on my knives. I put the extra work into, I get home, I wash them with the soap, the soap, the dish soap, just in case there's sap and stuff on it, and then I oil them up, keep them nice and shiny, so that if I am ever, in the woods somewhere lost and they're trying to find me with the helicopter because I'm that important, I can signal them expertly with my Canadian belt knife.
I found out something that takes off tree sap really good.
What's that?
I don't know if you got it in Quebec, but it's a spray-on suntan lotion. They call it Sport here.
Okay.
One of the Sport spray-ons. You spray that on, just work it in with your finger, gone.
I think hand sanitizer will work as well.
Yeah, I tried that as well, but it didn't work quite as well as the suntan lotion.
That looks like a Falcon even.
I had tree sap all over my my cover on my boat.
Okay.
I had some little a-hole squirrel dropping pine cones that were just covered in sap right on top of the cover, right? And what a mess it was when I got home. But,
You need a slingshot.
I needed a slingshot. I did, yes. Yeah. Because the dogs weren't doing their job, that's for sure.
Stupid dogs. Not doing their
All
jobs. Russell, was that a Falcon even?
It is, and as much as I was just talking about stainless, and I'm kind of poisoned on anything else, this is not stainless. I believe it's VG10, and it's held up just beautifully. This has been out here for years, and I've had no problems with any stains on it.
Is that the A1?
You do need to clean it. No, it's the S1.
Or the S1?
I do need to clean it though. It is a little dirty.
I love my Falcon even.
But I've used this. I butchered a couple of deer with that. Sorry, not butchered. Field dressed.
Yep. I have a very nice Falcon even as well, and I love it. Again, mine's the F1. The straight up original, basic. Love it. It's funny because I make no bones of the fact that I like wooden handles, especially if it's like a nice curly birch or something. Like I'm very much on the woodlore side of bushcraft knives. I love that stuff, but for some reason, I had a real yen for that Falcon even F1, and when I got one, I love having it. I love using it. It's a great knife. It's everything I don't like in a knife.
I'll be back, okay?
Sure. It's everything I don't like in a knife, right? Plastic sheath, plastic handle, but there's something about it that's just tickety-boo,
Hold on, I gotta laugh at myself now. People in chat are saying VG10 is a high-end stainless. I guess I'd forgotten that somewhere along the line. Is it VG10? Can anybody confirm? S1?
Well, you'll have a choice between VG10, COS, and something else, but they're all stainlesses.
It says right on here VG10. I need my stronger glasses though.
Yeah.
Right.
When
of course
when
LT
Dennis,
would know.
When Dennis comes back, I'll go get my Falcon even, because I think mine is the VG10 as well. It's laminated.
LT, get in here. If we're talking about knives, LT's got to be in here.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
It's funny how we always, gravitate to some subjects.
Well, I mean, yes, but we're interested in these things. Like we you, Dennis, and I have some cool knives, right? We have an interest in having, because they're good tools that make our day to day out in the woods, better.
I like how it's like you, Dennis, and I have some cool knives, and then LT is like, I have every knife.
He does. He has them all.
There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey there.
Now that LT is here, just give me a sec to go find my Falcon even, okay?
Yeah, go.
Well,
What's new? What's new, buddy?
uh,
Oh, wait. What's the bottle?
that's a Canadian Shield whiskey.
Nice.
I have to finish it. So now that I'm talking knives, might as well.
Yep.
The only new knife I have is Eagle Nivor, but in red.
We don't get to see it?
Oh, I stand by. I have to pour first.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Priorities.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I went back to that shop, that hunting shop in Quebec. Now we have one in Quebec City, and this is now the new labeling they have it. It's a China Mora knife. So
Okay.
see, it's imported in Canada by that guy, and it's basically the same knife as the blue one that I have, but in red. So,
Yeah, it looks like a Mora.
yeah, it is a copy of the Mora.
Yeah.
On that one, the edge is less constant than the other ones, but I bought it because I wanted to have the address and have one more for the training of the cadets. So
Yeah.
that
So,
way I can destroy the knife and not feel sorry about it.
What kind of steel is it?
Chinesium,
Enough said.
mystery stainless steel. So,
Mystery stainless steel, stamped in some factory, and
well, stamped
Sharpened.
stainless steel, but the writing is here. So it's marked Sweden, but
Wow.
made in China. So it might be one of those off branch of one of those company they were talking about the other day when I was on. And we had a guy from Sweden.
is it possible they bought the blanks in Sweden and then stamped them in China?
If they bought the blank, they bought it straight as is, but finished them in China with the molten handles. So I'm not sure. Not sure. I've been trying it. I found the distributor, but he has not this knife. So
And how much was that knife?
well, that's why I bought another one at $6.99 Canadian dollars. That's nothing. So that's why I bought another Eagle Nivor, Jesse.
That's perfect. $7 for a knife. Doesn't matter where it came from.
Yeah, well, the edge is a little screwed up a bit on this one compared to the other ones. This one I had a rough time. I'm
Oh,
not sure if you can make it out here.
I can see something there.
Yeah. So that's the only new knife I have. So for you, Jesse, I'm using these glasses
Okay.
with the box, the picture I sent you.
Yep. Those glasses are good for dropping a rock into. Oh, actually, I think you have little stones, right? Yeah.
Yes, I do, but not frozen yet. So got to do that. So yeah, we were talking about steels. There's an app to tell you everything about steels. So on your phone, what's it called? Because Russell said I knew everything. That's false. I cheat. Knife steel composition. So if you go to your app store,
It's called Knife Steel Composition?
yes, and you can find a lot of them. So for VG10, there's 3. So, oops, my light is going off. There's VG10, VG10 Cobalt, ESR, and VG10W. So if I go to the Cobalt, they give the composition, the maker. That's a China one. Technology ESR. I'm having difficulty with the light here. It goes on and off all the time.
Mine just says laminated VG10.
Yeah.
Doesn't say which it is. Now, Falcon
Usually
even,
it's the other one.
Falcon even uses Japanese steel, so
As a matter of fact, it's very popular in Japanese kitchen knives.
no.
So it is a Japanese. The other one are probably a copy of the VG10.
Yeah.
Yeah, the maker of the VG10 is Takefu Japan. So I'm
Mhm.
not sure exactly how to pronounce it. If I go back to the other one, the Cobalt technology maker is China,
Yeah.
and VG10W is again Takefu in Japan.
Wow.
So it has the W one. The one that has the W has tungsten in it.
What?
So they explain generally it's a welcome addition because it's a good carbide, former improved hardness, and all that. But they don't exceed too much percentage. So
They don't have VG10 in this list.
and the app.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they do. I'm on it.
I want to say hi to Frontier Survival. He says no injection molded handles. I guess he's saying what he likes or doesn't like. Starting to
You
get
You
thundery
should
where
highlight
nice.
you should highlight sales comment.
I'm gonna get to it.
That's weird. Okay.
LT Survival knows half of everything about knives. My brother knows the other half. That is so true, man. If I ever get a live stream going with like Alain and LT, I'll just sit back and let you guys talk.
Got to be
Now-
enthusiast of something.
True. Cat Mac is talking about. Oh, she's got some steel privacy screens. I bet you those are resting up nice, but the object is for them to rest up. Dr. Sharp says, I need a good bushcraft knife. What should I get to start?
What do you want to do with it beside generally bushcraft? But yeah, that's a good option.
I feel that if it's, I need to get a good
What's it-
bushcraft knife, where do I start? You
Where's-
want to,
You got to start with budget.
yeah, like something around the $100 mark is probably where I would start, right? Like this thing here, not everyone loves the look, but it was 117 plus shipping and blah blah blah. This is the Mora. Look, any Mora is going to do you well. I got the Garberg for like $100 PID straight. You know, that's the stainless version. But like you can get Moras under $100 that are still very very serviceable. What's it called? What's that company in El Salvador called, guys?
Oh boy.
Condor.
Condor, yeah.
A lot of people buy Condors and they're very happy with them.
Yeah, that's a cold steel.
Yeah.
Canadian built knife. It's not expensive. It's a good start if you want to see if the shape is good. I think the handle is a little smaller than the Russell Gronham. So that's a good start. It's not an expensive knife. It's a beater. Mora Garber.
Yeah, I just showed one of those off. Yeah.
Yep. If you find them, these from HX Outdoors, not too expensive, about $30 from China, but that's kind of it's kind of a bushcrafty style, very comfortable in the end. I have to test them. I just ran out of times again and again and again. So,
Dr. Sharp, I'm in the middle of shooting a review of a Ukrainian bushcraft knife that I recently picked up for under $50 Canadian at Amazon.ca. Let me see if I can find it.
can you find the link, because that could interest me, unless I win yours. You want to draw it?
Yeah, that's the thing. After I do my review of it, I'm going to give it away. Let me see if I can find it.
I am going to talk you out of giving it away.
Why?
Darn.
Because you shouldn't give it away. It's a good knife.
Oh, well, yeah, but
We'll talk. We'll talk after this is after we're done here.
Canoe is leaving, so
Oh, all right. See you later, Dennis. Have a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
good day, Dennis.
Oh,
so
SB Raven Flintlock. Hi. Welcome to the live stream.
Yep.
Nice to see your name.
So
Tenenbaum.
basically, Russell, you're saying that I'll have to get unlucky and buy it again. I've not spent enough knife.
Yeah, he hasn't spent enough on knives.
You know, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I'll send you this one, LT.
Which
I'll
one?
send you my knife. This one.
Oh, no, I have a number 4 already.
Oh, shoot.
I don't have a number 4.
I got a pen. It's actually a gel pen. The new gel pens are great, way better than ballpoint. I also I'll throw in a lighter and hold on, an FJ Cruiser. Would you like a Toyota FJ Cruiser?
Got a truck already. More than Chevrolet. Man, I'll take that Falcon instead.
Oh, you'll take the Falcon one?
Sorry, it fell off the desk.
Darn. I guess I'll have to buy a new one. Oh,
okay. Dr. Sharp is saying, okay, he wants a chop wood and split wood. Budget is upper 250 if quality is worth it. Okay, well, that gets you a lot of freedom.
yeah. I would say Top's knife.
I'm looking for a comment from David Evans here. Oh, he's asking where I bought the $117 knife. Okay, I got that directly from Groman Knives. I think Simone put the link up a little earlier. Simone, do you want to drop that again?
Jesse, did you look up the other knives combo sets?
I think I did. After the live stream where we talked about it, but I had a few drinks, so I.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's a drunken order. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic bushcrafty knife. But I've looked at it, and there's kind of a survival knife, a little more expensive.
Hey, you know what I was just thinking, LT? That knife you bought, that Chinesium knife, that's a great knife to buy if... No, not that one. The Chinesium. Oh. That's a great knife to buy if you want to practice your sharpening technique.
Yeah,
right?
Hell yes.
That's perfect for that.
That one with the edge it has, lots of steel to remove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get some whetstones and go for it. You can't make it worse.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure.
I mean,
I've already.
I could make it worse, but.
Well, I have a guided Lansky guided system, and I have also some other freehand stone.
I have the same. I have the Lansky and I have the free whetstones as well.
And I've reshaped my my major knife. When I got it, the edge was like 45 degrees, and I went to 35. With a lapstone of diamond, the Schrade, STSF9. It's a great knife, unless they change the composition, which we don't know since Schrade has been bought by Smith & Wesson. Okay, that handle is huge.
Yeah,
with my hand I'm barely comfortable on the handle, and sometimes not. So
wow.
I want to point out what Tenenbaum said. He just bought a used White River Firecraft FC5 for less than $250. That's a knife he's been looking at for a while. Cat Mac says budget, yes, but need. That's that's an interesting question, which I will riff on in about a minute. Cat Mac does say that Russell now has to give me his number 4. All right, I will accept it with humility and humbleness and gratefulness. David is asking if mine is the number 1 or the number 3. Mine's the number 1. The number 3 is a very slightly different.
I got that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Russell, I think that you're going to prefer that number 4 to the number 1. I think you'll find it a little beefier.
I'm sure I will too. I mean, but
Yeah.
you know, these drunken live streams where we buy stuff,
We
we're
have
just
to-
going to be doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So is that the jump? Is that the jump knife, or is that the boater?
Yeah, that's the army style with the the sheet that's closed up. There's the navy and there's the yacht and something
the yacht
variation, which basically one comes with the spike, the marlin spike that you do rope work with it.
Yeah.
This one is the same, but with the sheet that has close up. So
Yeah, all three of them are the same knife, just with different shoots.
yeah, well, no, yours is a little longer.
No, I'm talking about the navy,
Oh,
the yachtsman, and the.
Yeah, the number 3 is the number 3, but different sheet and accessories. So
Yeah.
Wait, that's the number 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel my credit card starting to wink at me.
I'll compare it with the number 4 so that way you can have a size comparison.
But LT, do you have a number 1?
Nope.
Interesting.
Hold on, David Evans just said, if you stay in until midnight, I'm sure I will buy a knife and shotgun a beer.
So if I have the number 4 underneath,
I love that number 4. I really do. That's a great looking knife.
Trying to get those lens glare.
Oh, sure. I've been showing my number 4 all night, but when LT shows it, it's like, oh my God, so sexy.
But I said that about yours too. It's just I've said that about yours on 2 previous live streams.
So the number 3
I feel the
is
need
quite
to
a bit
share the love.
smaller.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
number
3 is smaller.
Wow. So the number 3 would be better for like skinning, maybe.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think the number 3 is kind of been developed, kind of an iteration more towards the skinning. It's a little, the tip is a little higher, less pointy. Well, the number 1 is a little the blade shape is a little more pointy.
Yeah.
So that way, I mean, number 1 is also the fish and trout knife, I think they call it.
The fish and trout is a little narrower than the straight number 1.
Yeah.
That's number 2. SV Raven Flintlock says, my son bought me a replica K-bar and I was using it to split wood and bent the tang. A very cheap reproduction. Yikes.
Most tang handle will bend if you batten with it.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, Sam.
crab tail, basically.
Sam says I should.
Sam. Hey, Sam.
Good to see Sam. David is saying that you should not give away your FJ. Toyota does not make them anymore, and you can't find it used. They still do make them for the Australian market only.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Well, up until 2 years ago, they made them for the Australian market only. I love watching my dad sharpen the knives with oil and stone. He seemed happy doing that, bless his soul. World War II, and then us 8 kids, he was happy sharpening his knives. Zen. Yeah, I use water stones instead of oil, but man, yeah, if you can sort of zen out, then the thing is, if you can't zen out on sharpening, it gets dull really fast. Not dull. I didn't mean to make a pun there. It gets boring really, really fast. But if you can sort of just get into the moment, then yeah, you can really sort of you can lose yourself in it.
B1.
David is asking, which knife is a better all-purpose entry-level knife? David, are you asking of the little farandole of Groman knives that we've just shown off here tonight? Or do you mean sort of in general? I'll give him a second to answer. This conversation has completely switched over to like knife talk with Jesse Corbet and friends.
You invited me on.
Yeah. Yes, he's saying yes. Number 3, number 4, number 1, number 3, or number 4. I think that number 4 is probably, man, it's hard to say. I don't know. Hey, there's something in my private chat. I would say that maybe the number 4.
As an all-purpose knife,
Yeah.
entry level, a little more expensive.
Well,
If that budget is not a problem, go for the number 4. It's thicker, it's heavier though, and the number 3 is kind of lighter and a little more easier to use.
the thing is, the number 4 is more expensive than the number 1, but these are not expensive knives. This is not a high-end
No.
knife company. We're not. This ain't like jack lowers or anything like that.
No,
Even expensive Gromans are still pretty pedestrian knives. So
number 4 retails about 160, and this one 140 or so, or 120. I got a. If you're lucky, you can get factory second. This one is a factory second. It's brand new, has everything perfect. It's marked with an S just here.
yeah,
You see it? The S there. There. And the only default I found was on the handle and that little scratch here.
yeah.
And that's all there is to it. No warranty. It's lifetime warranty on those knives. So this one has none, but it's a little less expensive, about $55.
Yeah, the seconds are half price.
Yep.
Let me just take a look here.
But sometimes you can't choose about the grind, neither the steel they're using. So they do have or not some of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're Gronam. There's depends on what you have as a knife store in your places. Moras are good. There's all kinds of knife. You can buy Topps knife. They do have. Condor has Bushcraft knife per se. Beside that, Work Tough Gear has knife now, and there's some made by YouTubers. Chris Tanner's got made. I think this knife. No, that's the Griffin design. The Jesse Hex I've got. The big mother. You like, Jesse?
Yeah.
Jesse Hex. That's Chris Tanner's make, and he's got.
By the way, boom.
Well, someone won a carbon second.
Right.
At $76. That's a given.
Yeah. I would buy it myself if I hadn't just drunkenly bought a knife.
Well, you can still 76.
Shit. Does it? Sorry, my mic was off. Does it say what the faults are?
No,
Nope.
they don't tell you.
You will find out.
What it says is
Really?
like seconds being sold off final sale due to imperfections such as small chips, small cracks.
Often it's like that.
Yeah. David is asking, but best to go stainless steel versus carbon steel. Carbon tends to keep its edge better, but stainless is a little less high maintenance. My experience only.
Yeah, and if you're living like us in winter wonderland, well, stainless might be the better route, unless you've got a coated blade which protects from the rust. This is a carbon blade that's $10.95, and it has that coating that's all scratched up now. This knife will split logs while battening. It's a beast. It's 1/4 inch thick too.
Yeah, that's a beast, all right.
Wow.
But I would think that stainless would be better if you're near salt water.
Yeah, but if it's coated, then it's not rusting at all. So
Yeah, I don't want a coated blade though. I've had a few, but I don't want it. I like having the shiny blade for when I'm like, every time I go out, I have to signal a search plane, right?
Because you're getting lost all the time.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
How's it working out for you?
Oh, I just got a response. They're bringing beer.
Cat Max says she watched Gunsmoke today. Man, I was thinking about that show last week for some reason. Festus had to skin hides for 10 days to earn $10. Wore a handkerchief on his nose.
This one, Jesse hasn't seen it very often.
Yeah.
I won that knife. That's $170 worth a knife. It's a Kaiser. 1095 HC, high carbon steel. So
Hey, Longest Quest shows up right at 11. How's it going?
Skip.
Hey,
Hey,
we
Skip.
still got a few people on, so maybe we'll hang out for another 15 minutes.
I tell you what, we can't stop until David Evans buys his first knife,
Why is his first knife? Okay.
his first bushcraft knife.
Right.
I would probably go with that. If you want a bushcraft knife, why not you go to the Amazon link you received and buy that knife? It's
The Ukrainian one?
Yeah, that's $43 in Canadians. So if it's an American, not sure if he's American or not.
Yeah, he's in Canada.
He's in
He's in
Canada,
Canada,
so $43.95 with a
If-
bushcraft dangler style sheet.
Yeah. The dangler style sheath is a big thing for me. I like danglers sheaths. If Alain Belso was here, he bought one. He's the reason I bought that one. And he's been using his for weeks, and he loves it. He loves it. So, you know, and at that price point, it's kind of a no-brainer. You can buy it just to try it, you know.
But David, still,
Well, and then, but the second of that is like $76, right? You're not.
Don't buy this. Don't buy the second though. Buy the real.
Well, the thing with the real is it's like $160.
And your Ukrainian knife is 1066 stainless steel, carbon steel. So it's pretty good steel too.
1066. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say
I-
anything. Eh? Let me read.
On the knife, it says nothing. Nothing. In fact, when I was trying to shoot my the beginning of my review, I was like, I don't remember what this steel is. I know it's carbon.
Yeah, it's right in the description. 1066. Low alloyed carbon steel.
See you later, Simon. Everyone say bye to Simon, and it looks like
Good night,
Dr. Sharp
Simon.
is out as well. So good night,
Good night,
both
Dr.
of you.
Sharp.
SV. Oh, Cat Mac carries a compact powder for signaling. Amazing. That's one way to carry your signaling mirror. SV Raven Rock says Creek Stewart used to give away his bushcraft knife on a show, Fat Guys in the Woods. Anyone remember that? I do not remember that.
I think I've seen that show.
I don't remember that.
Not sure.
Yeah.
So it's a low carbon, so it's mainly steel. 1066, very flexible probably. If I remember, 1070 compared to 1095 will retain its shape, but higher flexibility. The JSX is 1070. So
Right.
this one is 1095 and 1066.
1095 is very, very popular.
Yes, Condor used that a lot, but the big thing with steel is always the temper.
Yeah.
So if your temper is not doing great, you're not going to be happy with the knife either.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Tenenbaum.
Good night.
Good night, sir. If you're calling us gents, and you weren't just saying gents to Simon and Dr. Sharp, that is.
Oh, that's a great point. Damn it, Tenenbaum.
Well, I'm not going to stand behind that. I don't know if that's what was going on or not. Yeah, Cat Mac likes that number 4.
But she's afraid of knife. Well, one thing for sure, your own knife, you sharpen knife, you'll get bite. Finally.
Yeah.
Sam just bought that knife.
Did he?
He
Nice.
did.
You bought the number 4 from Gronam. So Jesse, you miss out again.
I mean, I wanted to because I can't go. I mean, I can't go buying too much until I'm playing music again. My budget is very small, guys.
Yeah.
Nice one, Sam. I think you're gonna like that knife.
I might just buy it also. As if I needed one more knife.
Well, you need a number 1.
Oh, don't tempt me.
You don't have a number 1?
He doesn't have a number 1.
No, I have a number 3 and number 4.
Oh my God! Everybody who's anybody has a number 1. All the celebrities have number 1s.
All of them.
I'm a non-conformist, and I'm no celebrity. So
Come on, Tom Cruise tweeted about his number 1 the other day.
yeah, right.
You got to have a number 1.
I am tempted to order a Tops TFK. I'm not sure if maybe somebody can find that. TFK is the Tahoma Field Knife. It's made by Andy Tran from SoCal, so South California. I had a couple of interaction with it, and it's like a humongous blade, and it's multifunction. Anybody
Okay.
found?
Tops looks a little. They're a little more survival oriented than. Which one did you say?
TFK, Tahoma Field Knife.
I'm looking for it.
They ran late in production.
Is it a tactical or a hunting?
No, it's a survival knife.
Oh,
Hold on. David Evans bought his knife. What did you buy, David?
What did you get? Oh, LT Tenenbaum was faster than me. He's got the link in the.
Yeah, if you want to upload the picture.
I'm looking for it. I'll just click on his. David, what did you buy? No, I see. Okay, hold on. Boom.
Yeah, it's like a 12 Inner Bark Outdoors is his channel. The guy now is a park ranger in the States, and his cinematography, because it was his trade before, is just incredible. So he visited the factory, but this is his design, and it's really nice. It's a large chopper, and you can have it double edge for the first tip. The tip can be double edge.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you have a secondary edge there. There's a choil. There's a space for the lanyard. The hole is like 5.56 in diameter. So if you have ammunition, you can remove the cartridge and you can disassemble the cartridge and use the gunpowder to light fires.
It's also got a divot for a fire.
Yep.
A bow. Tabernacle. What's the word I'm looking for?
Bow drill.
Yes, thank you.
Bow drill. Yeah. And it has a notch also in the blade for notching bones so you can crack them. And also that notch can be used also to pick up your pots from the fire by the... so it's a very multifunctional knife.
Let me just catch up here.
David essentially bought the same knife as I have. The number 4 stainless steel with rosewood handle.
4.
Oh,
that's exactly what I
went
have,
for
David.
for the full price. I got the stainless steel also in 4.
Well, the thing is, Sam beat him to the punch on the second there.
I don't think David would have been happy with the second.
Well, yeah, why not?
It's great. Oh, but what sheath did you get? Anyway, you'll be happy with that knife, David. It's a good knife.
Yeah, I think it's a nice choice. At one point, I'm going to have to pick up a number 4.
Oh yeah,
All right. See you later, SB Raven Flintlock.
exactly what I wanted to say.
Good night, Raven Flintlock.
I'm assuming the
soup.
knife can be deducted as a business expense. I wish we could.
I'm totally deducting the bow I just bought.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a bunch of videos on it. But yeah,
David says
David,
the
just do a
basic
YouTube video on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you have to have revenue from your channel.
Oh, damn it, David. That's true.
Yeah, basic sheet is that.
Yeah.
The only point I have is this brings this to your side.
Okay.
So if you're able to mount a dangler, a little extension, that would be so incredible. But the sheet is not sewn, so
Good
not
night,
sure
Sesh.
if you can pass this through. You might just be able to put in a D-ring and
Yeah.
build your.
The sheath isn't sewn either.
Yeah.
This loop isn't sewn either. You can totally undo it.
Yep.
It's very
Same with
easy.
the number 4. Not with the not with the number 3,
Mhm.
which is sewn, but
Yeah.
there's surely a way that you can put a dangler on.
David says that Russell needs to show his new knife in his video. My new knife in his video. How close do you guys live together to each other?
About an hour away. About an hour away. I'm actually going to visit him. I don't know. What is it, David? Next week we're going fishing or something.
Nice.
Yeah, it could be interesting. What type of knife is it?
Same. It's the same one as Russell's. It's the same one as you guys both have, in fact. God, now
Oh,
everyone's
you
got them
prob-
except me.
yeah. David, you probably won't have your knife by then, though.
Yeah, that's the problem with Groman. It takes them a long time to move on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine took
2 to
like
3
a
weeks.
month about to get it because it was factory second.
Oh, yeah, the seconds. It takes weeks for them to even just bring them down to the damn shipping dock.
Where's that knife again?
Well,
Big 2 in Nova Scotia.
Oh,
So
the knife
now-
is on back order even. Jesus.
Sam Jackson, David Evans, Russell, and LT all have the stainless number 4 Groman, and I don't. I feel
Told you,
bad
you
about
should,
myself.
Reach for the
go
credit
back
card.
and see if there's still some second on number 4.
Maybe I'll check in like
Reach for
November
the-
or something.
Reach for the credit card. You can do it.
I'll check a little closer to Christmas. Give myself a Christmas gift, maybe if there is one.
Have a couple more drinks and then we'll talk.
Yeah, think about it. It's a sweet blade.
Oh, I know. I've messed around a bit with Simone's. Oh, because Simone's got one as well.
Exactly. And it's what impressed me the first time I hold it. It's really well balanced.
Mhm.
It hold in your hand. You're not even asking for it to stay there. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
and
tell you what, all the celebrities have one.
except Jess.
Evidently, except me.
Sorry, Jess.
Sucks to be me.
And if you do this, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look as cool if you do that with the little one.
It's less impressive.
Yeah.
I could do the same thing with this one.
No. It's
Or
funny.
get the SX.
I was just thinking, like, it's funny how, like, for me, my knife journey started with that Bear Grylls Ultimate and the LMF2, but like, this was my first real keeper of a bushcraft knife. My Australian Woodlore clone, and in many ways, the Woodlore shape is still my favorite. Yeah, is that an LMF2? Oh, in the Yeah, that's exactly what I used to have. The fine blade instead of the serrated.
This one was a gift,
Okay,
and this one I bought
right.
at Crappy Tires for a very reasonable price.
My
And
element too cost
it
a lot.
seems to be the military version
Yeah,
because they were supposed to be marked Oregon. I'm not sure if yours was marked
yeah,
Oregon.
yeah. Mine's the military version as well. It's still a crappy knife. The pommel's loose. It's got a nice balance to it, but
Yeah. Well, it's shaped like a combat knife, so it is made for thrust, but it is a survival knife where the pommel is not linked to the blade. And if you were to take an X-ray, I have one somewhere
yeah,
in my files.
it's about this much space between them.
Yep, the tang goes about here, and the other one doesn't come further than that. So they're about the junction in between.
Yeah.
So everything else is plastic. Because basically it's a survival knife for the air crew.
Yeah,
So they were using it to punch through a helicopter side and cut their way out. So if they needed to. And there's electrical cables and everything. So they needed something that didn't link them to the electricity.
yeah,
So, but Bear Grylls Ultimate is basically the same knife.
yeah,
Only the pommel is less aggressive, okay, and a little smaller in the end.
Yeah.
I can't say it's a bad knife. It's not a great knife, and it's serrated, but you can have the fine edge.
yeah. I got the fine edge
Serration,
one.
these serration to make how would you say that when you're chafing a branch works well when you do it that way
Yeah.
or that way. So that way you're chafing a lot easier because the blade is so thin. But the serration are useless beside that.
Yeah,
Beside
absolutely.
cutting ropes. So
Shawnee says, "Let's talk kitchen knives." LOL. It's maybe not a kitchen knife, but my food prep knife is this mini Nesmuk. This is it Jack White? I think.
that's a nice one.
I love this little knife.
Maybe you should answer to David Evan.
I'm sort of trying to get down the.
Oh yeah, you're still 3 comments away.
Right, Ian, the web lord, says, "I don't have a number 4 either. My first knife was a men with the pot. Still getting used to the curved blade. Flat blades are my usual for cooking. I would like that knife, but the other knives sold by that company, you can pretty much find on whatever is the big Chinese Amazon for a lot less. And so I'm afraid that men with the pot knife is just another rebranded Chinese knife. But I will admit that one of the reasons I want that knife is because I just love their videos so much. The reason I like that knife is because this is too small for major camp cooking chores, and that knife looks like it's just the right size, just the right shape, and it's not expensive. It's like I think $119 or something Canadian, plus another 30 or so for the sheath.
The
Yeah,
one
that's not.
he likes.
Yeah. Russell, what's that?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, your microphone is off again.
Yeah, your mic is off.
Thank you. Yeah, I bought this off Amazon. I'm not even sure what it is, and I keep forgetting that we have it. It's awesome for doing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, chopper.
But it's similar to like Almazan Kitchen, what they use and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would like a nice food prep knife for in the bush so I can do some, pull a Ramirez and do some bush cooking videos with a fancy knife.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would food prep with that.
Tunif. It's a tanif. It's a Chinese knife again.
Mhm.
That's my everyday carry this week. I was looking into my collection, and I still have boxes not even open.
Right.
I haven't bought a knife from China in like 2.5 years now,
Right.
and I still have boxes open. Not open.
So you're answering David Evans's question here.
Can we have too many?
Cat Mac
That's not an answer.
asks,
Hold on, that's not an answer. I want to hear the answer.
I think I have 238, 239 with that crappy one I just bought.
Right.
That's include the dollar store knife, which I'm going to trial to see if they're worth the buy for my cadets that don't have any budget, but they're buying their first folders.
Mhm.
So I got a couple, 5 or 6 from from a dollar store. One of them or two of them are not that great. I think I have the review in my computer, but not yet done, processed. So, yeah,
Right.
230 something. And I'm not counting my wife's, my kids' knives. I'm not counting either the kitchen knife. So, neither the garage knife, which is an old kitchen knife that's sharpened down very much. So, yeah, got a couple. Just a couple. Might buy more.
Right.
I tell you what, if the apocalypse ever happens and, we get into a world or we're trading bullets for Band-Aids and knives and stuff, you're going to be so fucking rich, LT. Excuse
Yeah.
me. This was already demonetized, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is now.
You're going to be
straight off the bat.
so rich.
Well, I might have to trade for bullets and guns.
Yeah, but you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I have plenty leverage.
Yeah.
But I keep this one for the zombie apocalypse. I mean, think about it. It would do in a zombie in one shot.
So
Yeah.
what you got to think about is, okay, I'm going to be swinging. My shoulder's going to get sore. My trapezius is going to get sore. What's the ideal weight to killing ratio?
Right.
Well, this one has an advantage. The hook handle won't make me lose the grip, and it's a lot of leverage. I can tell you, I've tried it.
So Cat Mac is asking for each of us, like, how we use our knives these days. Well, right now I'm not using it very much, but I use a knife like for general camp chores, making feather sticks, little kindling, scratching across a ferro rod to start the fire. I have this little food prep, this little Jeff White. I would love a larger one, which is why I was saying that I like that men with the pot knife. But Jeff White also, there are larger Nesmuks, and they're very affordable. Sean is asking me to type what they're Jeff White knives.
You know what though? Cat asks an excellent question. What do we actually use our knives for? And I'm like, well, I don't do a lot of bushcraft. I'm not out there camping, and struggling overnight. I think the most I use my knife for is just pruning trees that are along my ATV trail. Taking out crap.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured I've lost a bolt in my handle. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And so, LT, what do you use a knife for most of the time? What's the biggest use for a knife you have?
This one is a splitter.
Nope. Not
What?
that one. Not that one. What do you use a knife for?
Oh, in general, with camp chore, bushcrafty stuff, cutting most of the time. I pull out the the pocket knife and cut ropes and things like that. But when I need to start a fire, I'll use my knife for that.
Sorry, is that the one you showed us? The not the zombie one, but the everyday carry?
Oh, but I'll pull up whatever knife I need. I always carry one of these. So this is just a Chinese knife, 8CR, 9CR, 8CR 14 MOV, a little higher in chromium. But this is my main knife when I go out. So I do most of my chore with that.
Right.
I had a like when I was working in a real job, corporate world. I was in IT. I carried a. I didn't. Did I carry a pocket knife or just a Leatherman on me? I forget. But I use it all the time. I was mostly for opening boxes and shit. Like LT. So LT, you're like your everyday carry. What do you like? Not going out in the bush. What do you just use it for every day?
Any of the folders I've got. So I've worn this one. I've worn the Buck 110. I got another one here.
Hey, do you have any that are like spring loaded? I'm not sure how that is.
Assisted is permitted in Canada, but custom will seize them. Like this one. Okay. This is assisted.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Volker Magnum. That I picked up from someone that was liquidating in the state. So didn't pay very much for it, but they're kind of expensive. Chinesium, 440A, so it's even softer than most of the other Chinese one I've got. So this one is spring loaded. Okay. Yeah. It is assisted, so it is permitted in Canada. Full auto is out the front, not permitted in Canada. They're against the criminal code for whatever public reason, because you can open the knife by pushing a button. Opens as fast as that is impressive. I mean,
it doesn't make any sense, right? I can open a knife.
The law makes no sense, but
really, really, really fast, or I could open a knife not quite so really, really, really fast. But one is legal and one's not.
I mean, even this one that has a access lock, okay.
Russell, Shawnee is saying that looks like it has a good weight for bones. I think she's talking about that cleaver you had there.
It's perfect for cutting pizza.
Oh,
that's
sold. I'm going to buy one. David says, when I was in the Scouts, we used to carry the standard 4 or 5 inch hunting knife. Do they still exist? By the way, I'm 60. Yeah, totally. You can still buy a buck knife, right? I mean, you can still get like all those sort of classic designs. They're all still there, right? I mean, they're all classic for a reason.
Yeah, you must be talking about the Buck 119.
Yeah.
Which is classical. It used to be a Scout knife. So, what do we have? What do I have? I have plenty. I can show you. I know I have a cleaver folder, but where is it at?
Sam is asking why the handle was bent back on that large knife.
Oh, yeah. It's a design by Chris Tanner from Prepare Mind 101. It's a gear review channel in survival and things like that. Chris Tanner is a former military. The handle is a 3-position handle. You can crop it forward like this. You can put it there and then there. There is for maximum leverage for chopping power. So you go through branches like machete. This here will be the cutting, okay, and this here would be whittling a bit. It's a heavy knife. It's a large knife, but still you can do some work for doing feather sticks and things like that. It's inspired by the blade of the BK9. and it's 1070 steel. That knife has been stuck in trees and been 90-degree and came back up. Not this one particular, but the same model. The new runs of these were kind of fucked up after they were bought by Schrade was bought by Smith and Wesson. The changed factory and the tempering was not right. They were snapping like chips in the wind. So, but they're a really good knife. A really, really good knife. If you can find the first gen. Okay.
Ian says that the guy who cuts on Men with the Pot can cut some seriously thin food. Yeah, I love that channel. I watch them all the time. Camac says cutting whole chickens. That's what we use it for, Russell. I think she's talking about that big honking
cleaver. Yeah. I'm gonna try to find my cleaver folder.
Ian says, I love that knife show where the test is on the basis of will it kill. I have no idea what that is.
Wait, did LT say he had a cleaver folder?
I think so. Tenenbaum is giving his response as well. In the woods, food prep and general use, cutting cordage, fire prep, etc. 3, insurance against the unexpected. I never think
Bears.
about. Yeah. Is that going to be big enough though?
The Revenant. Yes,
Revenant,
exactly.
yes.
That's why you need a knife in the woods.
Yes. Absolutely. Shawnee says, "Oh, I need a good pizza knife." Yeah, me too. Russell, do you remember on Amazon what that knife was called?
I wouldn't say that's a good pizza knife. If you're looking for cutting up pizza, you need those ones with a circular blade that you roll across your pizza. That's a good pizza knife. I mean, I can look this up. And crap.
Needs a Nulu knife.
Yeah, or an ulu knife.
I'll look it up, but you need a roller.
I'm opening boxes trying to figure out which one is the cleaver. Okay, I just found out I have 2 more clones from Spyderco from the Ganza company. So. Oh, that might be this one. Is it the one?
David says that Russell's knife looks like a meat cleaver.
Yeah, it does.
Big stupid knife used for pizza cutting.
Hey Russell, was it an expensive knife?
Oh
No,
wow,
it's
it's
like,
not expensive.
No, what is it, like $40, $35?
Yeah.
Canadian?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Interesting. Or 128 if you want the hammered blade, the hammered Damascus blade.
I've got so many boxes, it's incredible.
Chris says that the best way to cut pizzas with shears. I know many people who do it that way. Yeah. I know. Well, many people. I know people who do it that way. Yeah, I would like a nice cleaver. Absolutely.
It's going to be the last box, you know?
Well, it's always the last box because once you find it, you stop looking. Look up Mezzaluna knife for pizza. Okay. I'm going to do it.
Mezzaluna?
Mezzaluna.
Totally looking that up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the two-handled. Yep, I like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Well,
Yep, that's a folding cleaver, all right.
The only one that went across CBSA. The other one got seized. So
I see. It's a folder. Yeah. Interesting. So what is the purpose of that knife?
food prep.
Really?
Bottom line.
Huh.
So it has a nice jaw, but the edge is really there. So if you're pushing against,
Yeah.
I have to grind that.
Grind it.
Yeah, just that corner. And I've not used it. It's straight out of the box. It's a Firebird from Ganzo, which is one of the knife make that you have. It's 440C, so it's the layman's high quality steel. It's what we used to have as knives, but it's sharp. I mean, it shaves.
No, there's still skin on your arm.
Oh yeah, but it shaves. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh.
now my computer is full of air, but it's the Ganzo. If you can get it in Canada, there's some place. I think Warrior and Wonders got him in Canada, but this one I paid about $20, but in Canada you'll pay like 60 for those. So
Right.
they're kind of expensive,
Right.
but not a bad quality. None of them. The one Jesse's got is a 727,
Yeah.
and it's a really sturdy knife. I've battened with one of mine, so I've battened literally on it to split a small piece of wood. Of course, I didn't split a log. I split a small piece of wood. This one I would use for food prep. It's full flat grind. It's very thin blade.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
I find it very neat. Little knife. It's big on this side to carry, but I mean, you've got to put the blade somewhere.
But if it's a food prep knife, you're not walking around with it in your pocket as your EDC folder anyway, right? It's
Well,
going in your
Could,
bag.
but I mean, it's going to go in the bag, of course. But it's a nice sturdy blade for backup knife if you have to. And it's
Brother Love says, I know I'm really late to the chat tonight. Yeah, we were supposed to finish like 37 minutes ago. I've been reading the election platforms, but I just wanted to vent my frustrations with the current knife trend to very thick steels. I'm of two minds about steel thickness, because there are knives. I don't really batten a lot with a knife. I do it for knife reviews and everything, but for stuff like that or chopping, I would like it to be a fairly thick knife. For my general bush knife, I kind of want it to be around, what is it, like a 1/8 to a 1/4 inch, I guess. Like that's probably that's thicker than an eighth, I think, right? I'm trying to say eighths, inches, because I think most of the people watching are American, but like I think ideal is that's thick.
that's 1/8.
That one's an eighth, yeah, and I think my my number one is also an eighth.
Might be a little less.
And the thing about 1/8 is you can also get it by using it as a food prep knife or a slicing and stuff. Whereas with like thicker blades, they just start getting in the way of doing all that stuff. But for
I'll say
battening
this.
and chopping,
Yep, I'll say this one is a little less than 1/8, so a hair more than I'm not sure, 1/16, 2/16. So it's a little more.
no.
But if you get a full flat grind, it's more appropriate for food preps than
Yeah, that's
a
true.
saber grind because of the
The
wavy.
angle. Yeah.
Let me get the right angle, the angle of the blade.
Yeah.
But if you use a knife only for food prep, then it's you use that knife and you go with it.
Brother Love says we all go on about a knife for everything, and that includes food prep. Knives are for plant thriving mostly, not always for SOL surviving. Yeah, and that's true as well. An example would be the Benchmade Bushcrafter. I don't
Which
remember.
have none. Benchmade are really expensive.
They are expensive
Spyderco
as
is really
hell.
expensive.
Yeah.
One thing I find with some of the make, Spyderco in particular, sometimes you get like 8CR13 for like $160. I mean, beside the name, what justify 8CR13 knife blade steel on a $160 knife?
Yeah.
I mean, I expect a little more than that. And some of the high-end Spyderco are not much better than 8CR13.
Right.
So you pay $269 for a knife, and you have like Chinesium. I
Yeah.
mean, geez.
Brother Love says that the DH Russell knives are perfect in his opinion, which is funny because the three of us have been talking about our Russell knives all night.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to getting in the wood with them. I got them, and we got canned by COVID. So
Yeah.
even this one. Sometimes I vary. I mean, I have so many knives now that I have to vary every time I'm going into woods.
Okay, I get it. Brother Love says, I meant to say the Benchmade Bushcrafter is an example of excessive thickness in steel. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to look that up.
I mean, this one, the Garber, is a pretty steep steel. What is it? 1/4 inch, an eighth? Yeah, it's a good 8. So, and that'll do a lot of job.
Yeah.
It's always depending on how they tempered the steel and what steel they're using.
Yeah.
What are the steel of this one? Is that 12C? I don't remember. The Garber, what type of steel is it?
I don't bloody remember.
It's marked stainless, but is that 12C27 or
Might be.
maybe a little research? I'm just gonna try it. Bird steel. Garberg. Marnev Garberg. 3.2 mil thick. That's a Nate. Scandi grind. It's a full tang.
That Benchmade Bushcrafter is an
steel.
attractive knife, but yeah, I see what you're saying about the thickness. It's really heavy. David Evans is hitting the hay. Good night, sir. Brother Love says he's a huge Mora fan, but it better be full tang or no tang. Yeah, and two of us here have the Garberg specifically because it's a full tang knife.
Yeah, the stainless steel of the Garberg is 14C28M.
Okay.
Which is a good steel. I mean, it's really not a bad steel at all.
Catmax said, I thought we were talking about Russell's knives. Is Russell a knife brand? These Groman knives, one of the partners that created this design, and I think maybe some of the others, was D.H. Russell. So like on the blade here, it says Groman D.H. Russell number 1, model 1. No, number 1 carbon, right? So this is a D.H. Russell knife by Groman. In fact, Russell has a funny story about being in a shop with his number 4 on. He's walked away to see a man about a hearse, but apparently, like, he was standing there getting something at the store, and a guy walked in and said, "Is that a Russell?" And Russell thought he was talking about him, and he was actually talking about the knife.
My list does 28. Yeah. Okay, it's a Sandvik steel.
Okay.
The Moronaf stainless steel is the Sandvik steel for 14C28N. It was the Japanese, it was Sweden knife, a Sweden steel, and it was exclusive to some of the manufacturer in Sweden, the Kai, which
Right.
makes reputable knife. I think they do make the Falkinen. Is that the Kai factory? Kershaw and Kai. I mean, they make Kershaw.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad steel at all. So
Yeah.
So one thing I find in Canada is we can't have the steel. No one will tell you which steel they're using.
Mm-hmm.
From the crappy knife to the more expensive knife, if they're sold in Canada, it's really rare to have the details of the. Some makes will make sure to tell you which steel they're using, but some makes, I mean, you buy a Remington knife, and all you have is like stainless.
Right.
So
Sounds Jackson like the Russell knife story.
yeah, well, the just to have the text I published earlier, I went to the set of Russell and the history, and basically J.H. Russell approached Grumman in Pick 2 to make his design, and then they went on and refined it. So basically, they were the first one to make that design.
Right.
The story, Jess, was I was in the lineup to buy beer, and
Right.
the guy behind me said, "Is that a Russell?" And I've already been recognized from my YouTube channel a number of times. So when he said that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm Russell." And I turned to look at the guy, and he's looking at my hip. And I looked down, and I'm like, "Oh, my knife. Okay, yeah, that's a Grumman Russell. Yep."
I love
Yeah,
it.
instant celebrity.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
So for you, Russell, one more look of a folder.
Yeah,
You want a number?
I'd like that one. I'd like
Yeah.
that one.
It's the 755. So F.
Hold on, you're breaking up.
It's the
Start again.
F755 from Firebird. F for Firebird. It's made by Ganzo. So if you're lucky, somebody's going to have it in Canada or in the USA. You can order from China, and there's no problem. GearBest was the place I was
All right.
buying them.
Hmm.
If you go GearBest, they've got a plenty sum of knife.
Okay.
Mini collars, and you even can have I think carbon fiber. The one I lost is the carbon fiber. It's a laminate carbon fiber handle. So
Okay, guys, we're people are going to bed. We're down to 8
Oh, yeah.
viewers, so I think it's a good time to to shut it down, so that I can actually stay awake at work tomorrow.
yeah. Cat Max
Good
said,
night, everybody.
"Can we meet LT Survival's wife?" You could. She's not very much YouTube social.
There's
Brother
only 8
Love,
people watching.
yeah. So
3 of them
So
are
I-
probably us.
yeah.
Well, out of the 8, yes.
So yeah, let's shut her down for the night. Thanks to everyone who hung out to the bitter end. I hope to see you guys next Tuesday. Between now and then, stay
Bitter.
healthy, stay safe.
The bitter end. The bitter end. Or
the
logger
bitter
end. Or logger end. Sorry, Jess.
Where was I? Stay healthy, stay safe, stay sane,
stay
and
drunk.
be kind.
Stay drunk.
And be kind to one another. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Rest in peace, Sue.
Peace.